could escape
As you well
to get
know,
visas. Under Batista,
the
Cuba had a higher standard of living than most of Europe.
Cubans. Yes, sir. Correct.
Alex.
Cubans who are not Afro-Cuban. He's 100% right.
Alex, let's bring you into the conversation. Go ahead.
Well, evil is not complicated. You know, prisons can be run very efficiently, and this is an island prison. Fidel Castro is the Stalin of the Caribbean, and as far as supporting Castro, sure, you know, Stalin and Hitler had supporters too, but there is a reason people risk their lives to, you know, moms risk babies on an open sea to get them out of that place. So there's not much, I would have to disagree with Soledad.
Including my relatives who are all balseros who got in boats, which they made themselves, and left Cuba and came to the United States. So I understand that. I guess what I'm saying is you're trying to give some context to people, right? To understand why they feel the way they do about Fidel Castro and saying...
But aren't those things that these gentlemen are bringing to life so passionately here the lead
100%
lines?
true. Well,
you know,
I mean, a person who ran Cuba as a dictator for so many years. Yes, you could absolutely.
Atrocities.
100%.
And you know, and going
so the question would be, then why did people support and like Fidel Castro? Some of those people were forced into it, clearly, but also people enjoyed the fact that he basically gave the middle finger to the United States. There's no question about that. People felt that Fidel Castro...
Well, going forward here, I think it's if you go forward here, looking at Cuba as a prospect.
Castro into power, people. This is fully documented. There is a quote from the former ambassador to Cuba. He said, without U.S. help, Castro would have never taken power. Everyone in the CIA and everyone in the State Department loved Castro.
I think it's
hold on 1 second. We got a traffic jam here in the intersection. Mike Bornico.
Alex, am I wrong in being struck by the fact that all of these decades of Castro's power over Cuba and Cubans, 90 miles offshore, is this an indictment of the fact that we don't teach history well in this country to our own people about what is happened only 90 miles off our shore?
Oh, I think it's a huge indictment, Mike. I think you're right about that. You know, for example, I think it's important to understand now that there are no softliners in Cuba. Raul Castro may have opened up the economy a little bit, but it's not to provide an alternative to tyranny and communism. It's to rescue tyranny and communism. They have no money, and they need hard dollars to sustain this regime. Who runs the Cuban economy? There's a conglomerate called Gaesa that 80% of Cuban economic activity goes through this conglomerate. Who owns that? The Cuban military, the Revolutionary Armed Forces. Who runs it? Raul Castro's son-in-law, Luis Alberto Rodriguez. So this is an economy, an island that is completely run by the military. Even if Raul Castro were to die today, who would be in charge? The Cuban military. This would be Egypt, but less friendly.
Soledad.
He's right about that. You know, my cousin, before he was able to flee Cuba, used to tell me about voting day. And he'd say, starting in the morning, your neighbors would knock on your door. So, comrade, have you gone to vote yet? Right? And then at 2 o'clock, by then your family's hysterical because you refuse to go vote. And they're saying, please just go vote so the neighbors stop reporting on us. I mean, imagine living in that is horrible. That is absolutely evil. But to only look at Castro, if you're really interested in trying to understand how people feel about him, sort of with the top line, I think really fails to try to genuinely understand him and the Cubans who supported him.
And everybody that's watching this, again, I want to be very clear, Soledad said the lead to this story is the fact that he was a dictator for 50 years. Brutal. Her own parents left Cuba. I think...
Batista bad, Castro bad. It's not really complicated, but if you want to understand that...
So a milquetoast statement probably is not appropriate, is what we're saying.
I thought he said nothing.
He said nothing.
And I didn't, you know...
Boxer, Justice.
Soledad O'Brien, Alex Castellanos, Humberto Fundova, thank you very much. Still ahead...